Well, I'm just about to start on the stage 2 of the Greater Manchester Ringway Route, and I've arrived at Sale Water Park station, having taken the tram out from the city centre. Well, as you can see, it's a autumn day, a bit overcast, plenty of leaves on the ground, but an ideal temperature for walking. Now, I'm going to be using the written instructions taken from the PDF file on the website for the GM route. I also have the route on a tracker, on a GPS system on my phone, but I find the written instructions to be easier to use for me. They also tend to add a little bit of information occasionally about each step as you go along. Now, if you've done the first stage, then you will have come along this path to pick up the tramway, and now we're making our way back along the same path until we reach the River Mersey, where we resume the route proper. Well, we've made our way down to the River Mersey, and yes, before you ask, this is the same River Mersey that is that huge bit of water where it goes through Liverpool. Now we're going to cross the bridge up here onto the opposite bank, and that's where we really resume from where stage 1 ended. Stage 1 we ended on the left-hand bank and then took this path down to the Sale tramway station. Now we've reached the opposite bank, and the bridge in front of us is the bridge that carries the tram from Manchester Central, St Peter's Square, down to the Sale Water Park station that we took. We have to continue along this left bank for quite some distance now. We've just turned inland now, and immediately beside the river is Chorlton Water Park, and we're following the path around the park, and if you're following the written instructions, this is step 19. Just another view of this area, which I'm sure will be even more picturesque on a sunny day. Well, I've effectively walked round 3 sides of Chorlton Water Park. Very pleasant walk. And now the website instructions tell me to cross the River Mersey using this Bailey Bridge, but it's closed. And apparently, according to someone I just asked, it's been closed for some time. However, there is an arrow on the post here for the Ringway which says go left along this bank of the Mersey, as opposed to the instructions from the website which say I should cross over and go along the right hand side and up through some woods. Well, I can't get across the river, so I'm going to follow the little green arrow to the left here along this bank, and I think it simply brings me out at the same point, but I've missed the walk up through a wooded area. That's the first hitch I've had on the walk, but it's not really a problem. The arrows seem to be quite clear that they're directing me along this side of the river. I'll keep you informed as I go. Well, it's a very pleasant walk down the left-hand bank of the Mersey. Up to the right there on the other side is the woodland that the written instructions say you should take, but we can't. But this is a good alternative. Very happy with it. Now shortly we reach a major road, and I guess there's an underpass or a bridge to get over it. I'll pick up the story when we get there. Well, ahead is the very busy road, but because we're on this side of the River Mersey, we don't need to do anything. We just continue. Now, if you'd come up through the woods, that bridge had been opened, you would have had to cross over onto this bank of the river. So, this is very straightforward. We just follow the path under the bridge and we continue for a mile or two along the banks of the Mersey. Very easy. Well, we've walked a couple of miles along this bank, and now there is a little arrow at the base of these steps telling us to turn left. So the steps are up over the bank and then down the other side. And on this post is an arrow saying go straight ahead. And I can see a track through the woods. So that's where we're going. It's just a short walk through these woods and you can start to glimpse the busy road ahead. That's the Palatine Road. We have to cross directly over and continue the path on the other side. Well, the path is quite obvious the other side, providing we can cross this road safely. And that's clear, and on the lamppost is the sign for the green arrow. And this is obviously a golf course, putting green here, and the holes and the tees over there. That's rather lovely. And here is a sign to the left which says footpath, and the green arrow directs us that way. We're now on step 70. Squeezing us down this little path next to the hedge. Not overly generous, given they've got acres and acres of space. An extra half metre by the golf course would have made all the difference. Should have bought my secateurs to clear away some of these brambles. Well, that path alongside the golf course simply cuts out a large loop of the Mersey River. So we continue down this bank. We could have done the loop and added a bit more to the walk, but it made the change to walk along beside the golf course. There's a footbridge here crossing the Mersey, but we continue on down this left bank. There's a lot of countryside around here, something you don't really imagine when you think of Manchester or Greater Manchester, but there's a lot of open space. I just picked up an arrow on that post which said continue along this path. Well, I noticed an arrow on this post taking us down to the left. And directly opposite, there's another arrow taking us to the right. And then right again immediately. So in fact we just dropped down off the top of the bank and walking a lower level path at the moment. But now it's turning away from the River Mersey. And again we're reassured here by another green arrow on the post on my right. Well, the map tells me that this is an old lane, Stenner Lane. And we follow this for a while, and we take a right, and that brings us back onto the banks of the River Mersey. It appears that we've just cut out another section of the riverbank walking. And this indeed is the point where we turn right. Again, we've got the green arrows, two of them I can see. This part of the path is very well marked indeed. We turn right here and continue up this one. We've got the corridor of poplar trees each side. Quite impressive when the leaves are out. And that path has brought us back again to the River Mersey. But I think we're only on here very briefly. Now if you can hear a lot of noise in the background, it sounds very much like an aircraft taking off. So I'm assuming we're somewhere near Manchester Airport, Ringway Airport. Quite a few people around here, even though it's an autumn day and possibly not the warmest it could be. Now coming up to a bench, and there is an arrow back to the left, so we're going back inland again. Now here, still with the rumble of aircraft engines, we take a left. Very clearly signposted in 2 or 3 places with this green arrow. My written instructions also confirm it, and also the GPS unit I have on my phone. Now walking on a raised wooden walkway above the ground. Presumably that gets very wet when it rains. Very easy walking. Apparently we're walking through and around Stenner Woods. It's a really good walk. Certainly enjoying it. I think if the sun was shining, it would double the enjoyment. Can't recommend this walk enough. It's been flat all the way. In fact, you could have followed the bank of the Mersey almost all the way. We took some diversions to see water parks and across golf courses, which added to the interest. And they've also diverted us around to come through Stenner Woods. Well worth doing. It's a very straightforward walk, well signposted. Certainly it should be on your list. We're almost at the end of the walk now, but we come up to a nice little cafe, very popular with the dog owners. Well, I've stopped here for a refreshment, and very good it was too. I had an egg bap, as we know it, but up here they're known as egg balms, eggs in a roll.
Oh my god, amazing! Oh, so they're all rooting for you then. But she loves it in Toronto, so I'm sure. I think it sounds like amazing.
Just past that, we're coming to some tennis courts. We keep the tennis courts on our right. In fact, over on the end of that post there is one of the little green arrows. Well, we've now come out onto the Wilmslow Road. We have to follow this pavement for a little while. Pub over here, Ye Old Cock Inn. Well, we've crossed the road and then we're taking a little right here. Sandhurst Road. Well, we're walking around the perimeter path of Didsbury Park. Not so many of the green arrows around here, but I did pick up one just now to confirm we're on the right track. Through the gate. No arrow, but I'm assuming we're following the right route. That's confirmed. Just got a street name to confirm we're on the right path. And at the end here at Elm Grove we take a right. Well, we've taken the right and we're now on Elm Grove Road. And there's a left arrow in green. Now this is Olive Shapley Avenue. And of course immediately that raises the question, who was Olive Shapley? And why does she have an avenue named after her? And here is the Metrolink, the tram station, Didsbury Village, and that will take us back into the heart of Manchester. Well, that's been a good walk. It's been flat all the way and very enjoyable. Very easy to recommend that. Easy walk. Till the next time.